She's got that wrong. It's not from the original devices. Ms. Heard took all kinds of photographs, and her friends took photographs, and all of those remained on the cloud, and all of them have been imaged, and all of them have been examined by their IT experts, and they cannot discredit one photograph. Then she says, oh, and it's got a photo editing thing. Well, all iPhones have the photo editing. It's where you can make it a little lighter or darker, you can move it. So he took a shot glass of vodka. And when he did that, she got mad, took the bottle of vodka, was 8 to 10 feet, about where I am from you, and hurled it at him, and it happened to just take off the bottom part of his finger. And then he says she came and burned a hole in his cheek. The testimony is going to be that he...
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's been interesting watching the trial between Johnny and Amber and seeing a lot of everything rehashed. And I feel like, you know, I had a conversation with a fellow YouTuber yesterday who basically told me that, like, they had stopped watching all the coverage of this because it had turned into, like, this cringe crusade where, you know, people are ignoring that, you know, both of these people seem to have acted, at least, as garbage humans. They don't care about us plebs. And I guess, like, I understand where they're coming from. I've tried to treat this as not exactly a crusade to defend Johnny, because I think he is at least, you know, guilty of some of the things that are said about him, maybe not all of them, but to kind of talk about or reveal the hypocrisy in Hollywood. You know, this is somebody, Amber, who has raised their hands to their partners in the past several times, and Hollywood continues to hire them for high-paying roles, such as Mara in Aquaman. And the other one is currently blacklisted after being asked to quit Fantastic Beasts, which is probably a good thing for him, and being removed from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, probably forever. Only one person suffered any type of backlash from this, and that's where I'm mostly interested. I don't really care about two people who are have both more money than, you know, everyone watching this video combined, having some stupid marital spat. But what I do care about is the hypocrisy, and we're seeing a lot of it come out in the testimony of some of these witnesses that we didn't get to see in the UK trial, and the things that are being revealed are truly sinister. Now, of course, given the topic of this video, we know what YouTube does, so do what you do. Leave a like on it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel down below, and we'll get right into the full story after a quick word from this video's sponsor, Established Titles. Huge shout out to this video's sponsor, Established Titles. Established Titles is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords, and ladies in English. They allow people to buy as little as 1 square foot of dedicated land so they can call themselves a lord or a lady officially. In return, they commit to plant a tree with every order and protect the beautiful, pristine woodlands of Scotland. Established Titles makes an absolutely amazing gift, and a person could officially get their name changed on documents. Their title pack gives you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land on a private estate and an official certificate with a crest. Established Titles is currently having a really big sale just for you, my subscribers. You can get an additional 10% off any purchase you make with the discount code The Quartering. So click the link below, go to establishedtitles.com/The Quartering and use promo code The Quartering to save an extra 10% today. Now, on day 3, we see a lot of people hitting the stand that, you know, are basically character witnesses. And, you know, I think, you know, I might do a separate video on it, but I still truly believe that while I believe Johnny was defamed, and I do believe that he had real financial repercussions from this, I still think he has an extraordinarily thin chance of winning because of all of the things that get revealed to this jury of normies. You know, chucking bottles at each other and screaming and this and that. Like, it's not a lot of people are going to relate to that, and they're going to see like, wow, they were both garbage, which is, kind of what my position has been, or had garbage moments at least. And they're not going to want to like decide in favor of Johnny unless he can completely disprove everything that Amber said about him, which is going to be extraordinarily difficult. But it's starting with some character witness, including Johnny's childhood friend who teared up and then claims that Amber started malicious lie of his bad behavior. Johnny's childhood friend, Isaac Baruch, teared up on the witness stand after discussing Amber's claims against Johnny during the cross-examination. I want her to heal. I want him to heal, he said, adding that he believes the claims against Johnny to be a malicious lie that Amber started. He also testified that the claims have impacted so many lives, including his own. Baruch is currently living in a home that Johnny owns. His family's been completely wrecked by all of this stuff. It's not fair. It's insane how this happened. Now, this is a guy that, probably has a lot of incentive to speak very kindly about Johnny, because Johnny put him up in like a mansion for free and let him paint. And I mean, that's not to take away from the kind thing he did to him, but it's worth mentioning. But he also mentioned that he also testifies that Amber said that Johnny did, in fact. He said that Amber said that she was hit by a phone. He allegedly learned that Amber and Johnny had been arguing after he saw Amber changing the locks on several apartments in the building with a locksmith. Amber apparently later told him that Johnny had, quote, hit her with a phone, though he testified that he didn't see any bruises, any redness, any swelling, any cuts that day or the following day. So is it possible that somebody tossed a phone at you and you didn't have any marks? Yeah, it's possible. But in that case, in that event, then were you really hurt by it? I don't know. I guess that's probably a flimsy legal explanation. The law tube will probably say it doesn't matter if you were hurt or not. But the fact that he says, hey, I didn't see anything, and he also, by the way, said that he believed she was lying. He also claimed that he saw them several times fighting, and this after his sister took the stand to defend Johnny, and claims that Amber called Johnny an old fat man. Amber once called Johnny an old fat man and questioned why French fashion house Dior would even want to work with him, the actor's sister testified on Tuesday. The first witness to take the stand in his defamation lawsuit against Amber described the former couple's volatile relationship, saying that she was devastated when her younger brother decided to marry Amber. The Hollywood pair fought often, she told the jury, noting that the younger brother's standoffish ex would often deride him. When Johnny told Amber that Dior was interested in a campaign with him, she was in disbelief and sort of disgusted, the sister claimed. Dior? Why would Dior want to do business with you? They're about class and style. You don't have style, Amber allegedly said. Dombrowski, who helped manage her brother's career, said that she would book an extra hotel room when the couple traveled together for Johnny just in case he and Amber fought. When asked about her reaction to his decision to get married, I was scared. I was devastated. Actually, I tried to talk him into waiting a little bit longer. And then Amber refused to sign a prenup. The sisters' claim refutes claims by Amber's attorneys that it was Johnny who decided to forego a prenup. During cross, Amber's lawyers grilled Dombrowski about her brother's use of substances and text messages. She said she couldn't recall it, and wasn't able to confirm that she was telling her brother to stop doing these type of things. Again, here's where I think it's hard for a jury, because it's still hard for people to relate somebody who, is complicated. You can do many good things, but you can also do a lot of bad things. And it's going to be hard for the jury to like feel bad for Johnny, I think. Regular people trying to feel bad for somebody who's worth, I don't know, $400 million or something like that. Now, of course, we know ultimately this comes down to whether or not the jury will believe that he was defamed, that this was intentional. I believe it was. And the evidence lies in the ACLU's involvement, in my opinion, the promise of donations, the marketing campaign around the article, why the ACLU was involved in the first place. It all seems like this well-coordinated smear attempt. That's my opinion. But, you know, I don't know. I'm not on the jury. I'm not seeing every little piece of evidence that they are too. Right now, both people are just trying to convince the jury that the other one is a piece of garbage. Johnny scrunched up his face, sometimes touching his lip, as Amber's attorneys made claims after a chilling claim of all sorts of bad behavior during an opening statement. It also drops a new bombshell claim that he inserted an object into Amber, I believe a bottle or something like that. I don't know if it was against her will or what the situation was, but they were sure holding on to that one. You know, and I think, again, I believe 100% that both parties, you know, they wrote here like, oh yeah, it was a liquor bottle. That's Johnny you're going to hear about in the case. I don't know. I mean, was it a part of their bedroom activities? I don't know. But, you know, she is certainly trying to do the best she can. Look, and as I've always said, and I'll say it again, I don't think either one of these people are saints, which is going to make it very difficult for the jury to really side with him. And I think ultimately, Johnny's probably content just dragging her name through the mud publicly. You see Piers Morgan writing, memo to Johnny and Amber, shut up, you deluded, self-obsessed, whiny, spoiled wastrels. Never even heard of that word. What are you most worried about right now? Inflation, Ukraine, the coup, or perhaps you're reeling in shock to everything that happened in NYC? There's so many things to be genuinely concerned about in our turbulent world, but at the bottom of my list, or perhaps even lower than that, is the state of Johnny versus Amber. Well, look, they didn't pick the date of the trial. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I can't, you know, I can honestly say the number of F's I give about this shamelessly deluded and self-absorbed pair. Whiny rostrils could be written on the back of a mycoplasma. I don't even know what that is. Oh, the planet's smallest living organism. Oh, he had to look that up, I'm sure. And appropriately, a parasitic bacterium that lives in our disposal organs. Well, you wrote an article about it. You must care something. As the legal battle kicks off in a Virginia court, we're once again being forced to endure the terrible, ugly details of how much they hate each other, and how horrendously they both behaved during the relationship, even by Hollywood standards, was spectacularly awful. I think I'm with Piers on this, honestly. I support, so I want to be clear, I hope he wins his defamation lawsuit, but at the end of this, you know, they both seem like they're pretty awful. You know, so he's suing for $50 million. Now she is in turn suing for $100 million. And after just one day in what is expected to be, God help us all, a 3-week trial, their legal teams have hurled gigantic quantities of verbal excrement over the two protagonists. Of course, we've already been through all this with the first battle in London, where Johnny lost a case against the Sun newspaper. My main takeaway from that repellent is that they are mutually dreadful and should be avoided by future romantic suitors, like a gazelle avoids a pride of ravenous lions. I don't disagree. The charge sheet claims and counterclaims about their booze-sodden, substance-fueled fights, you know, featuring partially removed fingers or faked or real bruises, all sorts of stuff like that. By the way, I believe probably all of it happened, and then I also believe they're telling much of what they said probably happened, but much of what they've said didn't happen. It's going to be interesting to see how this all shakes out. Of course, I am, you know, I want Johnny to get his justice, but I'm just not going to like crusade for the guy. I'm sure that he did at least some of the things she's claiming. And if it's even half or 25%, they both seem like awful partners. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you subscribe, and we'll talk to you again real soon.